Next speaker is Mr. Lipsky.
My name is Steve Lipsky. Again, I'm going to talk past 5 years and 5 minutes is difficult. Here basically you see a picture of when it all started. My well was drilled in 2005, my water well. September 2009, Range Resources drilled approximately underneath my house, about a mile down, but we noticed problems, and then actually we thought our well went dry. PAC Well Service came out, took this picture, and said it's gas locking, and this is where it started. Called everyone, found out the Railroad Commission was responsible for coming out. Railroad Commission, the Range Resources, these were actually pictures here of my water on fire, and the vent on fire. The vent's always open. These are all pictures. That's a water truck delivering my water. These are pictures over the last 5 years. They're actually in date order, so you can see it's like Old Faithful. Water lights, vent lights every time. Anyone's more than welcome to come out and view it for themselves, because they call it a hoax. Range Resources, basically when they did their testing in 2011, you can see on here, they said the results showed that my water is safe to drink and there's no danger in my home. But if you look at page 2 here, they say that in my headspace, that's a foot down, 2 feet down from the vent, that they also claim has a 0 rating, has almost 500,000 parts per million of methane. That's 10 times explosive limits. Like again, going back to Henry's Law, that's impossible. Their math doesn't add up. Second of all, again, another letter from them basically going to my attorney saying that water well is safe and I can use it. Again, in the Railroad Commission hearing, they also talk about faults. The gray area is my area. They said there's absolutely no faults in my area. This documentation all here is decades before they drilled. I have other evidence another company left the area because of the faults and would not even drill. In 2014, this is the Railroad Commission came back in again. This is the company who did the testing for them. If you see here, I zoomed in, and it says that one of the reasons they did this test the way they did it is because my water well was significantly effervescent to use this method. Okay, we all know that effervescing means it is, if you look on here, dissolved methane, this is actually from the OSGS, that it has reached saturation. Reaching saturation, again, means it has to be a minimum of 28 milligrams per liter, and this is, again, the same point that will light on fire, and this is a point also that you need, again, you have some, basically some serious risk here, which we know my water, again, has to be at least over 28. We have done testing with Duke Universities and Isotech, which ranges anywhere between 50 and 70. Some of the highest readings they ever got in any residential well. This actually here is, again, from the Railroad Commission. This is Barry Smitherin, given to Congress in June 6, 2012, saying that I attempted to extort $6.5 million from Range. Again, this is another one from David Porter in 2014, saying everything Mr. Lipsky is completely fraudulent stunts. Okay? Testimony that they're giving, and no one's saying anything about it. And what I want to get to next is the OIG report. Basically what they have here is they're saying that Region 6, they had a reason to issue the emergency order because it was real and they felt Range did it. But they also had a reason to withdraw it, and that is that, number one, that they could, the cost factor, they couldn't take on the industry. How can I? Two is they reduce it because they're saying basically I hooked up my own water supply so I was no longer at risk. 3 is Range Resources agreed to participate in a study, which they didn't. And 4 is they agreed to test 20 water wells in Parker County for 3 months, all but mine. No testing of mine afterwards. Again, at this point, I'm done. I don't know what to do. I feel that the EPA abandoned me. I'm being sued by Range Resources for saying that they did it. Well, I thought they did. I was told by my government they did. And at this point, I'm being called a hoax, a liar, and that my water is safe. And the EPA has not come back and confirmed that if they're correct or not. At this point, I have no choice. I'm not crazy. I am going to go ahead December 1st and hook the water back up to my house. I feel that either the EPA will have to legally, if they feel there is a problem, step in and do something about it. If they don't, that tells me that they feel that they did make a mistake when they issued this emergency order, and the industry and the Railroad Commission is correct. And again, I just want to move on with my life. I don't want to come here again. I don't want to be here today. This has ruined my life for the last 5 years. It ruins my family's life. And again, I just want to move on. I don't want to ever come back here again. And again, I just like to get this over with. And if my water's safe, then we'll move on and we'll see what happens. If it's not, I'll do what I can to protect my family. But Range Resources, the EPA, again, if they think there's something wrong with the water, they need to step forward and do something about it. And again, if not, they need to apologize to me, the River Commission and Range Resources for letting this all start in the first place. Again, I'm being paid to say my water does not light on fire. Anyone can come down at any time, it does. And actually here, I'll show you one thing I forgot to show you. This is just taken 4 days ago. This is actually video footage of a water jug of my water that we're just putting in. And this would be the same thing if I believe it would be in my shower, because I have a small shower with the door closed. This is just the water lighting on fire. I mean, this is, it's not a hoax. You can come and see it. I know
Thank
my
you,
time
Mr.
is up.
Your time is expired,
Again, you can
Mr.
see this
Lipsky.
here, but thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr.
Hope to
Lipsky.
never be here again.